Alright, tribe, how you guys doing? This is going to be your review of Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. Okay, so first of all, let me say this. Okay. One of my biggest pet peeves is people being patronizing. Um, People talking down to me or people buying into stereotypes and that kind of thing. And I get it. It's a TV show and da 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 da. But I just feel like from the very beginning, everything about this show was very patronizing and very stereotyped. I get it that it's the hip hop version, but I don't know. And maybe they do it all the time and I don't notice it because it's not as theme oriented. But it's like you're going to call this the hip hop edition and everything is just so, they drove up in Lamborghinis and, Bentleys and, and then even the language that they're using these play on words about all things hip hop and the slang and I don't know. When they had them come into the house, they were in a VIP lounge with liquor and bottle service, and I was just like, I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm being nitpicky, but that's just one of the first things that hit me. Okay, so look. Let's just talk about the couples, and let me just give y'all my first impression, and then we'll talk about, because this episode, they only did like one little exercise. So, first of all, we have Lil Mo and her boyfriend, Dynamite, whatever. I'm not boyfriend, sorry, husband. He's a boxer. Now, we've seen Lil Mo on other reality shows, most recently Love and Hip Hop she did last season, and they were having marital problems then where he was creeping in the DMs. And Lil Mo's thing is, I don't think she so much wants to save her marriage as she so much doesn't want another failure. And I know that might sound crazy what I'm saying, but this is her third marriage. And I don't think she's all that caught up in staying married to him as much as she knows that people be giving her the side eye because she'd have been married so many times and, got all these kids and the way her marriages went down. And because she already said, marriage number one and marriage number two, I'd already been gone. Like, I wouldn't even be putting up with this. But I'm just not trying to, I'm trying to make this one work. I'm trying to not be the person I was and just leave at the first sign of trouble. But sometimes you just gotta go. If you've been dealing with the same shit, him creeping in DMs and these women embarrassing you, like I reviewed this show the other day, Love and Marriage Huntsville, and the lady was saying, there's a way to cheat and not embarrass me. And I feel like that's the deal with Mo. Anyway, so they show up. They was arguing before they even got there, honey. My impression, I feel like Lil Mo was there to be on reality TV. I feel like Lil Mo, whether she wants the money or whatever, I feel like Lil Mo is extra. And I think she's trying to make good TV. Like, I feel like she's trying to be extra to make good TV. It works for her on R&B Divas. She didn't stay on Love and Hip Hop for whatever the reason was. And I hate that fucking wig that she has on. So those are my first impressions. Her husband doesn't seem to... And the whole thing with them is about respect, about Lil Mo saying, I'm the breadwinner, I'm your Lil Mo's husband, nobody knows who you are, I take care of you, I take care of the bills, I'm the best thing that ever happened to you, you leveled up when you met me. And he was just like, dude, I've been on my own since I was 14 years old. I had my own place when I met you, I had my own money when I met you. Like, I was good. Like, I might not have been rich and famous, but I was good. So that issue has a lot to do with infidelity on his part and respect on her part. But I bet you a lot of that, if we were to go back in their history, I bet you a lot of that disrespect started when the infidelity showed itself. I bet you she wasn't doing all this disrespect and saying the way, and I could be wrong, but I don't feel like she was. Because, a lot of times when people feel disrespected, then it comes out in other ways. And, when you've been cheated on or whatever, then you show yourself in other ways, okay? So that's them. Soulja Boy and Nia. Nia Riley, Soulja Boy. We saw them on Love and Hip Hop as well. They have no business being together. No way, shape, or form. I know that what we see is that Soulja Boy is very different from Dre. Soulja Boy is the character. Soulja Boy is the misogynist. Soulja Boy is the whatever. We dealing with infidelity from him too. He goes on the internet, cusses her out, calls her all kinds of bitches. One tweet they showed, he talking about her pussy wasn't that good anyway. All of that. I don't understand why you want to be with this man. Period. Love is love. That's great. But some things, I just cannot. I just cannot. And she said that when she's with him, she feels like, and there's a lot of control there. You know, I'm real sensitive about this whole control thing lately with, you know, a lot of other things that we've been talking about. But she said that when they were living together, he didn't want her leaving the house. She felt like she was locked in her own house. Excuse me. He doesn't want her to go out with her friends. And he was like, yeah, because I don't want her out there doing the same thing that other women doing. She my woman. She's special. She ain't supposed to be out there doing all that stuff. I don't think she out there being a hoe. I think she just want to go out with her girls and have a nice night out and have some drinks and maybe, you know, whatever. But, so that's their problem. But in my opinion, they don't need to be together. They don't need to be on this show. Period. Don Peace and Sean. Now, I love me some Don Peace and Sean. I love them, again, from Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta. Love me some Don Peace. They have, you know, they knew each other for a long time. They were friends, I think, from high school. They grew up together. She went off and did her thing. He went off and did his thing, played in the NBA. She was a stripper. They hooked back up and, you know, they got engaged on the show. Then they had this beautiful baby. And the thing with them is, they had a date set, but then she got pregnant. Now that the baby's here, he is hesitant about setting another date. So that's their thing about him setting another date. Now, his thing is, and I'm sure, again, this is my 2 cents, but I bet you the baby changed a lot of this. Because her thing was, his thing is, you a little ratchet, and I'm going to need you to pull back on the ratchet. He was like, your dress sometimes is a bit much, your makeup is a bit much, you be acting out at the airport, in stores, at the Foot Locker, at the PetSmart. He was like, I'm gonna need you to just dial back the ratchet. And her thing is, you knew who the fuck I was when you married, when you got with me. You knew who I was when you asked me to marry you. Like, this is me. But I bet you, see, having a baby changes people. And I bet you now that y'all have that daughter, he's probably thinking, I don't want this example set for my child. I love her. You know, it's clear that he loves you. It's clear that that's not, that love is love. But it sounds to me like y'all's hold up is he just wants you to just chill out a little bit. Grow up a little bit. And I love me some Don Peace. I do. But for a while, it seemed like she really was calming down and not being so out there. But, you know, they, on a day-to-day basis, though, I'm sure things show themselves. And I think, I'm sorry, yeah. I don't know why I'm sleepy. You know, sometimes you can sleep too much. Because I ain't get out of bed till almost noon today. It was a snow day here. And I ain't had to go to work. I rolled my happy ass right on over and went back to sleep. And I've slept all morning. But anyway, so it seems like that's their biggest issue. She wants a date set. He wants her to kind of chill out a little bit. And he wants to, I guess, see it before he commits to, you know. Then we have the Flockers. I'm going to leave that last couple for last. Then we got the Flockers. Tammy and Waka. Now, let me tell you something. I love them. I think they're cute. But what we found out, which we did not know, now we knew about the infidelity with Waka. We knew there was infidelity with him. What we found out, though, is that Tammy is a little violent. When they argue, she's violent. She throws things at him. She's assaulted him. He said she even pulled a gun on him one time. See, we wouldn't think it was funny and play around with it if it were a guy doing it to a female. So I'm not going to take it light when it's a female doing it to a guy. That shit ain't cute. And I like you, Tammy. I do. But that shit ain't cute. So, you know, but it sounds like that's his issue, which it should be. And then on her end, she's forgiven him, I guess, for the infidelity. Well, no, she can't let it go, which tells me that she hasn't truly forgiven him. And she doesn't trust him. And I'm sure the minute he don't call her back fast enough or she can't find him, I'm sure when the minute that happens, it's, you cheating on me, you this, you that, you the other. And she has good cause. I mean, she done caught him multiple times, so she has good cause to feel that way. All right, last but not least, we have a couple who don't even need to be on here. Tiffany and Lil Fizz. I don't know if they signed up for the show and then they broke up and they wanted to move forward with the commitment, or if the show came to them and for monetary reasons they agreed to do it. But first of all, they're not even together at this point. They didn't even show up together. She showed up in one car. He came later talking about some traffic. Everybody else got there on time. What kind of traffic did you hit that the rest of them didn't hit? And remember, this is a production, so we see the edited down version. I'm pretty certain that shit took a long time. If you really wanted to be there on time, you could have got there on time. And the fact that nobody knew who you were, that meant that you didn't call nobody and say you was running late. So, he doesn't want to be called Lil Fizz. He's Drew. But their biggest problem is they don't need to be together. They not together. Like that's their problem. Their problem is they just there for the money. So out of the 6 couples, I feel like Jessica and Sean and the Flockers, to me, are the 2 couples that really I feel like can work through what they need to work through. Now I ain't know, like I said, I ain't know little Miss Tammy was violent like that. I don't think that Nia and Soulja Boy and Fizz and Tiffany need to even be together. And Lil Mo and Dynamite, the boxer, I don't know, they're going to have to show me something. So, they went through the little exercise where they met Judge Toller and they had the two doctors, and they went through this thing where they were like going on court and had to show their issues, and I already just went through that. And then, then they had to go pick their room, and they gave them the names of the rooms, and they had to figure out what room better suited everybody's situation. So when they got to their room, I mean, just like, if you've ever looked at this show before, you know what they do. The rooms are custom to what the couple's particular issue is. Now, when they were choosing rooms, the doctor started talking about, in hip-hop culture, it's tradition that the men and women take very distinct roles, and we see it happening here. The men are just sitting back letting the women do all the work. They're the ones figuring out where the rooms are without even getting any input from the men. That's part of the problem that we're going to fix here. What? What? Anyway, whatever. Like I said, I don't know, something just ain't rubbing my soul right. But they go to the rooms. Dime and Sean's room is designed like a whole wedding theme. It's got a calendar with set the date written all over it. It's got a tuxedo and a wedding gown on, like a department store dummy. Like the whole thing. It's just a whole thing. A wedding theme. Lil Mo and Dynamo's room it's got property a little more all over it, because again, talking about the whole it's my money, I take care of you, whatever. Lil Fizz and Tiffany's room is fire and ice, hot and cold, because that's how their relationship run, hot and cold. And he was like, yeah, I'm cool and chill, and she fiery and hot, whatever. Who did I miss? Oh, Soulja Boy and Nia's room is like a man cave with video games and stereo and headphones and all this other stuff, and then it's got like a little cage in the back that's like a nest, and that's supposed to be like a bird cage, and I guess like she's his gilded bird, whatever. And then Tammy and Waka Flocka's room, it looks like fight of the century happened there. Broken lamp, broken dishes, pillows with the stuffing all hanging out or whatever. And so, of course, it's supposed to symbolize the status of their relationship. And, the doctors come through and talk to each one of them and explain how the room relates to what they see as far as their relationship or whatever. And they told the Flockers, look, over the next 10 days, we're going to clean this room up. And we're going to bring the pieces back together and, all of that. But I really feel like they got a lot of love. I mean, it sounds to me like he knows that he really is sorry, but at this point she won't let him sort of live it down kind of thing. So we'll see how it plays out. But I'm going to stick with this, y'all. But it just looked like it's about to be a whole lot of fuckery in this season of Marriage Boot Camp. More than normal. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.